What's it like to grow up and not know how to connect with others? I think one of the worst parts of being young is the terror that you feel at thinking you're alone. It's a fear that rises up every time you're around people and don't know what to say, or even just how to say hello. It's a fear that grows a little bit every night when you clutch that pillow to your chest and pretend it's another person. Of course, in my own young mind at that time, that person was someone my age, a girl. How much of the limited time that I have, did I spend wishing that I could be with someone, cuddle and hug someone? I mean, you can't cuddle and hug yourself now, can you? And I mean, what could I do? A boy isn't adorable or cute. I couldn't call myself adorable or cute. But in my mind, that woman I wanted to cuddle with wasn't a nasty woman, maybe a persistent woman, but persistent in the right way. But I can tell you, she was most definitely soft. And in my mind, she wore cute underwear, and we cuddled and cuddled and... Damn it. You see, you probably don't understand why it's so frustrating for me to think back about my teenage years. I mean, you can probably imagine how hard it is for a young trans woman to look back on her childhood and hate the boyish clothes that she wore, wishing that she had memories of running around on a summer's day wearing a dress. For me, though, the loneliness or my attire aren't what I fear the most when I think back on myself just a handful of years ago. I can remember this time in 7th or 8th grade. I don't remember which. Other kids were standing around, and I remember having thought to myself then, have you even talked to a girl in the last 2 weeks? Now, that particular memory isn't what I fear the most, but it's how moments like that memory led me to treat other people that I feared for so long. Having girls as friends didn't seem like some far-off goal I would never accomplish. I wanted and knew that I could someday be close with girls. Whether in friendships or dating, I wanted to be kind and to laugh and hug and cry and make memories. Now, who I was friends with would change in high school. There were boys and girls in my life. It wasn't perfect, but it was good, right? But even just watching TV was a different experience. I loved watching shows about drama, where girls wore cute clothes, talked and dealt with what went on around them, fell in love, and had sex. But I also loved science fiction, the idea of standing on the bridge of a large ship in space, hurtling faster than the speed of light as stars streak by, and then suddenly coming to stop in front of some strange new world. But those two stories that I watched seemed completely irreconcilable. This point in my life was itself two irreconcilable worlds. One in which friends came over, but the girls left after a certain time, got up off the sofa, stood up, and walked away because they had to. And for me, the loneliness inevitably crept in. The boys and I kept on going, watching porn or playing video games. And in those moments, a dream I didn't even know I held caused me pain because it was killed every single time. I couldn't imagine that a world existed in which everyone could interact together. But let's skip ahead again. The next step of the high school experience, dating. A girl, my girl, was just a message away. We could talk and romanticize about our lives and our futures anytime we wanted. We talked about sex and cuddling and the things that we'd do if we actually had time that we could spend together. I remember that person I dated in high school saying, I used to wear more dresses, but I just got older and I haven't cared for them anymore. And I remember talking about how cute she would look in them. I remember imploring her to wear them again. You have to be in love with dresses, right? I don't remember exactly how I phrased all of this, but I know I said it at least a little bit because it would be sexy to see her that way. And wasn't that just so very convenient for me? But also because I like dresses. I remember she sent me a picture of herself once. She had on black and pink underwear. At a glance, that underwear held flat across her waist, but the creases clearly showed that she'd pull them down further. It was so cute. Hot. Cute and hot. Thankfully, our relationship was all text and no sex. I truly don't want to even imagine what that would have looked like for either of us. Now, who I'm attracted to hasn't totally changed or anything. I'm not a woman seeking men, but I've started to view women for who they are and not for who I want them to be. What I struggled to realize is that so many of the details that I thought comprised woman were really just the pieces that made up me. But I was confused. I played the game society set out for me so well. Whether or not I was a boy, I fucking acted like one quite well enough. It wasn't that I was malicious or hateful, but that I made out girls to be cute in the same way that those pictures of dogs online are cute. And I know I was young. I know that I wasn't taught better. I know that I've taught myself better and that I am a better person. But I was never a boy. But I was a sexist jerk. Okay, so I do have this rather beautiful memory of my first time. I wonder how old most people are during their first. I was 18. She was a year younger than me. I remember how we looked out the window of her bedroom that afternoon, seeing the snow fall. I knew I'd be staying the night. So how did that night go for Olivia and I? I remember we stayed up in her bedroom and watched TV, ate, watched some more, and then I remember looking over at the person I considered to be my best friend, and she had fallen asleep. And then I fell asleep next to her as the snow fell, because that was my first time. 18 years old. My first sleepover with another girl. Most people don't get how many meaningful moments are either hidden from or actively stolen from trans kids. We have to piece it together ourselves or end up begging friends to help with awkward topics that everyone should have been properly taught. No one taught me that girls like many of the same shows that I did, or that I'd end up crowding around a laptop with my girlfriends to watch porn. I had to figure out that I felt comfy wearing skirts and dresses and leggings and bras and okay, maybe not that last one so much. But I had to nervously grab the cute underwear I wanted to wear, and then only a year or two later would I finally be willing to try out anything lacy or see-through. I'm a person who's comfy wearing those things, and maybe I'll date a person who's comfy wearing them too. You know, I was once rather entitled. I expected from girls what I couldn't discover within myself, and the adults around me helped me to know nothing better than that. I am at fault. I am. And so too are the adults that were present in my life. All of them. Because so much of what I know today about how to act and think and be, I learned from people who were not them. So, to the adult who just had a kid, to the adult who had a kid decades ago, and to the 15-year-old who is only dreaming of what you will name your kids, do you understand? True kindness requires understanding. There may come a moment when a kid, a person, comes to you, wanting to wear different clothes, looking to use different words to describe themselves, or feeling their name doesn't reflect who they are. And these moments of transition may come with very little notice, but there's so much potential in those moments. Some of your children's discoveries are worthy of your excitement on a moment's notice. Though you could act like a spoiled brat, like I did, so scared and out of shape by the fact that someone else wasn't who you wanted them to be.